Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all being here. I really appreciate this crowd behind me being here. It is our 12th annual Tuba Christmas in Porterdale. Ooh, hang on, let me tell them what we're playing next. So they're getting ready for the next tune, and I'll welcome everybody here. I want to go ahead, because I might get excited later and have fun making music and forget to say this. Appreciate the Chambers and the Sheets for putting this whole deal together here in Porterdale, and the city of Porterdale. Mr. Chambers will speak later about that, but we appreciate them hosting it, and I'm just so proud of us for doing Tuba Christmas Porterdale here in the middle of all this craziness. All right, normally we have a song leader. We decided to step back and not really encourage the singing quite as much since there's the deal going on with the COVID. We don't have congregational singing at my church, but when there's songs, I sit back there and kind of sing quietly behind my mask. Feel free to do that, and it'll be great, and knock yourself out. This one's Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Hope you enjoy. Singing, a good idea to do is to listen the first time through, kind of get the groove that's going on, and then just join in the second time singing. Second time singing.
More
All
tuba.
right, so they've been having tuba Christmases for 46 years. So this will be the 47th year that we're having tuba Christmases around the world. And a lot of them are not happening this year. But we're having it. And this is the point during our Tuba Christmas annual celebration that I get to talk briefly about Tuba Christmas and why it is a thing at all. So, the tuba, the people playing the tuba often sit on the back row. As little kids, when they're in band, they often play whole notes and long notes and bass lines and things. And I remember being relegated to all that stuff as a child, sitting back there and thinking, I wish I could have the melody. And every now and then I get the melody, and it's really cool. A great tuba professor and a great tuba player named Harvey Phillips had the idea, and Harvey passed away several years ago, but he had the idea that he wanted to do something to recognize the tuba as an important instrument. Now, what he did that might even be more significant than Tuba Christmas is he started commissioning people to write solos and to write quartets and trios and all kinds of music for tubas and euphonium players. And he decided in 1973, he thought, man, we could do something special to celebrate tubas and baritones, euphoniums. And so he called up his friend, Alec Wilder, who was a composer, and he said to Alec, he said, hey man, he probably didn't say hey man. I don't know how Harvey talked in 1973, but he probably said, Alec.
Hey dude.
Hey dude, yeah. Anyhow, I pictured Harvey with like the 1973 outfit and all that. Okay, anyhow, hey, hang on just a second. Did any of y'all ever play in a Tuba Christmas with Harvey Phillips anywhere? Has anybody been? I have, and wow, yeah, it's pretty special. It's pretty special. And so I model how we do Tuba Christmas on how Harvey used to do Tuba Christmas in Atlanta and Chicago and wherever else he would get to do them. And he called up his friend Alec and he said, Alec, Bill Bell, my teacher, was born on Christmas Day, 1902. I think we could do tuba music and celebrate Christmas kind of at the same time, and it would be a good way to go. Alec apparently told him, you're nuts. You're nuts. We're not going to do that. And then the next morning he called him and he said, Bill, I've written out like 24 carols. So we stayed up all night writing out carols for Tuba Christmas. And kind of as a neat parallel to all that, Alec Wilder died on Christmas Eve. And so for 47 years we've been having Tuba Christmases around the world. And we're going to now play for you Deck the Halls. The same version of Deck the Halls they would have played in New York in 1974. We're going to do Silent Night next. Hope you enjoy. guest conductor. Our guest conductor special, everybody here is special, let's not forget that. But our guest conductor special, he, like myself, and Mr. Chambers, and Mrs. Sheetbeck, we've been at all 12 of the Tuba Christmases in Porterdale. And I don't remember, when did you start getting to conduct Midnight Clear, man?
It was the year that Auburn won the next SEC championship.
So apparently I'm a nice man. And Auburn did real well one year.
It was 2013.
2013, if you're keeping score. I was yesterday. And back in October, anyhow. All right, but Elijah is one of my students. He joined band in the 9th grade, learned how to play the tuba, and is as enthusiastic as anybody. There's nobody more enthusiastic about band and about being here and playing tuba as Mr. Clark. He's also our drama teacher at Eastside since he graduated from Auburn. He came back and he's helping us out with the marching band and with the band and really just at school, doing a great job. And so now that he's actually like a colleague, and I'm letting him do 3 tunes today. Normally he just does 1, but he's gonna do 3 because I get to play tuba next week at a wedding. I need to get some more practicing in, so I'm gonna grab the tuba and play along. Normally I would grab his tuba and use my mouthpiece, but there's that whole deal with the germs, and so I brought my own tuba. So anyhow, we're gonna play something for you. Welcome to the podium, Mr. Clark.
My wife would make fun of me forever if I fell. Hey, it's great to be here. Like I said, I'm Elijah Clark. I'm a drama teacher at Eastside. I've been to all 12 Tuba Christmas Porterdales and a couple in Atlanta, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, this is God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. And we're going to do it a little faster. It's going to be nice. Here we go. Nice. Now, I get to talk this year, which is crazy. So, sorry, Caitlin. Here we go. Anyways, so the tuba. The tuba has been around since the late 1800s. It kind of hailed from Germany and Britain kind of at the same time. The British people came up with B-flat and E-flat tuba. The G and the F and the C tuba came from Germany. They all kind of made at the same time. So we still have B-flat and E-flat and F and C tubas today. There's lots of different kinds of tubas. And then John Philip Sousa, the March King, great, awesome March King he is, was also like, we need a tuba that we could sit down and stand up and march with and do all the things with at the same time and still have it face forward. So he came up with the aptly named sousaphone. So we have 3 sousaphones here today. All decorated. And then the tubas, we have some B-flat tubas, which is what you'll find most places, high school, middle school. We usually learn how to play the B-flat tuba first. And then opinions vary, but generally professionals and older tuba players, as you get in, you kind of want to start playing the C tuba. So I play a C tuba, Mr. Stroud plays a C tuba. We got some on the stage too. Those are cool. And then we have an E-flat tuba, which you'll notice is much smaller than the C tuba. They can play much higher, and it's about the same amount of effort, but it's really cool to have. So we have an E-flat tuba. I don't think we've had many different types of tubas in the last couple of years. so it's kind of cool to have a E-flat tuba. And then we have the euphoniums, which is known as the little brother of the tuba, but they are great instruments on their own. People, it's like the singing voice almost, their range. So we have some euphoniums with, regular old euphoniums. We have some compensating valve euphoniums, which just have some fancy looking robotic parts, and the fourth valve is moving on the other side. And then some baritones, which is generally what you find in like a middle school band room, high school band room. Pretty good instruments. The differences are scientific, and if you want to know more, ask Bickle. He's at Michigan studying euphonium. So, yeah. All right, so here is the first Noel. It's going to be great. It's one of my favorites.
Finish up this part with a Came Upon a Midnight Clear. Hope you enjoy.
thank you, Elijah, for conducting, and it's fun. It's always fun to get to play tuba. Yeah, so I'm glad I got to play tuba. I had planned months ago when Mr. Chambers and I discussed whether we should have it this year. I thought, well, as long as we got Elijah, Bickle, Alex, and I could play tuba. If we just had those four, we would be okay. We could play a quartet. My hope was we would have more than 19. 19 was what we had, I think, our very first year. I think we surpassed the 19, and that is great, and I'm glad to turn around and see all this crowd. So we're going to keep at it. We're doing We Three Kings next. Hope you enjoy this one. I guess y'all are going to recognize this one. Here we go. I mentioned Alec Wilder and Harvey Phillips earlier and why we have Tuba Christmas. Well, the first Tuba Christmas I attended was 1982, and I didn't play at that one, but I was at that one and I listened. It was in Chicago when I was in the 8th grade, and I thought, man, this Tuba Christmas business is kind of cool. And then in 1987, Harvey and Don Strand, who runs the one in Atlanta, started having one in Atlanta, and it was at this, what's now the CNN Center, and I was home from Christmas was my freshman year in college, and my mom insisted that I go with a friend of hers kid who was in the 6th grade, 7th grade playing in band, that I go with him. And so we rode the MARTA train house, and I got to play Tuba Christmas with Harvey Phillips, and it was really, really cool. And then I've been to lots and lots of them since, including Dollywood. I went to Dollywood one time. Absolutely great. Anyhow, the idea behind it was to have tuba players playing the melody, baritone players playing. They get, like Elijah said, they're kind of like baby tubas, and it's all in the family, and we're glad they're here. One thing that I picked up on 1982, and then I heard it at every Tuba Christmas I went to with Harvey Phillips. He would pause and he would talk about the people that went before him, whether they were tuba players or teachers or his mom. He would talk about his mom that was a musical influence on his life. And I made sure that when we started this one that I did that. And I like to use Green Sleeves as the tune that we play. And this is one we don't generally have the crowd sing, which y'all are going to have any trouble not doing today. Yeah, we won't have the crowd singing. We're just going to play it. We're going to play it in memory of the people who have gone before us that helped us get here, and in honor of some of those folks. My beginning band teacher's still alive and kicking, and that is nice. And so many of these folks have teachers that are still out there and teaching. And one of the coolest things, although it's a little bit freaky, Elijah was rehearsing the band earlier, and he said something that was straight out of my mouth. It was like exactly how I would have said. I thought, oh, he's been listening. He's been listening. Well, I was listening when Mr. Puckett taught me how to play the tuba, and I was listening to Dr. Randolph, and he's not with us anymore. Harvey Phillips is not with us, and Alec Wilder, who wrote the music. And then my dad went and died on Christmas Eve. This is Dad's Santa hat, and I forgot to put it on earlier because it's like 70 degrees. But I always wear Dad's Santa hat one time a year, and it's at Tuba Christmas, so I'll wear it the rest of the show here today. And I'm thinking about my dad, who encouraged me to be in band. And I hope that the folks here will think about their mentors and leaders and people who guided them along the way. And then I want us to pause for just a moment before we start. Think about the people we've lost in the last year. We had a lady named Jennifer Paratis that was at all 11 of the previous Tuba Christmases here in Porterdale, and every year was at the one in Atlanta. She passed away back in the spring. And I surely didn't know that last December, the second Sunday in December, would be the last time that I got to see her. And we would like exchange little comments on Facebook every now and then, but I sure didn't expect not to see her again. But she was joyful and delightful every time I ever encountered her. And so there are a lot of folks not with us this year that were last year, and there's one I miss. And so when I think about those folks, as I put on my Santa hat, my dad's Santa hat, and we're going to do Green Sleeves in memory and in honor of those folks.